Hey everyone, welcome back to Controlling the Bull. We got a lot to go over today. Remember, this is the channel that helps you trade with your mind rather than your emotions and learn to control the bull. Let's go ahead and get into it. Thank you for joining.
All right, so for those of you who haven't heard, Palantir has now been confirmed to have secured the $580 million contract. This report comes from Digital Health. I'll have the link of the original report in my description so you can go ahead and see it for yourself. Now, according to the report, the decision is made that was made includes companies like Palantir and Accenture, and they've actually beaten out the likes of Oracle and IBM. And the final announcement, where this is going to get reported to all news media outlets, is just a couple days away. Why they're deciding to wait, I'm not sure. I feel like this would be a major catalyst for Palantir currently trading today and tomorrow if it was announced sooner. I guess they're kind of just squaring up the little details that are left. Now, this contract isn't about replacing the United Kingdom's healthcare system. It's more about revolutionizing it, okay? This project, it's all about taking all the data that's been generated by the various healthcare systems that are placed in the United Kingdom and go ahead and sift and separate all of those that are current, all that information that's currently sitting in different silos, and bring it all together in one holistic approach in which the software and data can actually talk to each other and make better decision making. Now, this kind of technology will allow healthcare to improve the wait times and the cost uh, when you go in for treatment into hospitals or doctors' offices. Now, it's a win win. The government's going to spend less money and the patients are going to get better treatment. And when you get faster treatment, people are a lot less likely to be bummed out because, when you're waiting months and months and you need a procedure, you want to have those things taken care of quite quickly, okay? If I get sick or ill, I certainly don't want to wait longer than I have to get treated, okay? So this is going to be a big deal for the United Kingdom. Now, these systems across the UK, the healthcare systems, are all separated across many different locations. And because they don't talk to each other, that's the whole point of Palantir coming in and kind of sorting that data so that, you know, with all the data being in different locations, it's very easy to misunderstand the data. And then you have a problem where you're getting longer wait times for decisions to be made. So the government, they're going to have an ability to make better decisions. They're going to be able to save money. They're going to be able to save lives. They're going to be able to increase efficiency um, and greatly speed up the time it takes to make a decision. Now, they've already done, which is cool, so this system is not just something that's being rumored and they think that this will help or think that this will change things. No, this has actually been tested in two different locations and the results were absolutely crazy. Crazy. So, they tested this pilot for it and they managed to reduce the wait time for patients by 30% in those two hospitals. 30% is pretty freaking huge. And that's just the first two pilots they've done. Imagine when these systems get more refined and perfected over time, it could be even more efficient than that. So, as you can see, there's going to be a lot more people being able to check in and check out of these hospitals quicker. We know that unfortunately, when natural disasters occur, hospitals get filled up and people just don't have enough space to, carry everybody and house everybody in the hospital. So hopefully this will help speed things up for a lot of people. And I really think this is going to save a lot of lives. Palantir is doing a great thing here. They're really putting their technology to use in a way that benefits the entire world. And that's something you can definitely admire. All right, everybody, let's get into the future outlook of Palantir. Now, some people do have some privacy concerns, but it's important to remember that for over the last 2 decades, Palantir has actually worked with the United States government, with the CIA and the FBI. So back in 2013, actually, US spy agencies used and employed Palantir to connect databases across departments. Before this, most of the databases used by the CIA and FBI were siloed, forcing users to search each database individually. Now everything is linked together by Palantir. So the same way that they linked all those agencies in the United States, Palantir is attempting to do the same thing in the United Kingdom healthcare systems. This is going to be huge for them, and why it's so important is because we're talking about a company that's going to do $2.2 billion in revenue this year. Now, overall, that's less than 5%. This contract is less than 5% of their total revenue they're looking to do this year. However, I don't really look at this situation as a monetary perspective. Now, obviously, every contract counts, and this is definitely a win. I'm not going to sit here and say that them securing this NHS contract was not a big deal and was not a win for Palantir. But in the bigger picture, this means so much more. So we can see them getting stronger every quarter on the US commercial side, and you could see it on their latest earnings that they've been absolutely killing it. But one of the main weaknesses of Palantir for a long time has been securing a market commercially in Europe. Now, obviously, Palantir is never going to work with China or Russia or any of the other enemies of the United States, but if they can start getting their market really booming in a commercial way, I mean, we're talking a lot of business avenues. We could look at things like working for the German government. What about the European Union? You know, there's a lot of different places they can take this technology to. And the great thing about the European Union is that no company really has wanted to jump in there and try to tackle these different areas of the world and are able to do what Palantir is able to do. But Palantir has been more than happy to be the first person to jump in the pool, see if the water's good, and go ahead and test their technology overseas. And what they've found, like I've mentioned earlier, is that the results were really, really strong. They saved a lot, about over 30% on wait times. They're making the system easier to use, which is going to save lives and take care of a lot of people. Now, what do you think is going to happen when everyone sees that the healthcare systems all of a sudden are working way more efficiently over in Europe or in the United Kingdom, sorry? They're going to start saying, wait a second, we want this technology too. We want to save money. We want to save lives. We want to be on the forefront of this. So once that happens and they have success over there, the floodgates are open, okay? All the floodgates will be open for Palantir, okay? So what does this mean for the future for Palantir investors? So, I've always said it from the beginning. I personally love Palantir. I think investing in this company is a safe bet if you're willing to hold long term. I definitely think you should dollar cost average and take your time with it. So they've come a long way in the past 3 years. 2.2 billion in revenue a year. Um, that's what they're going to be doing this time. 4 consecutive quarters recently of GAAP profitability. S&P 500 inclusion is imminent based on where the stock's at and what they've been doing. Compensation went down from 6% of revenue to 1% of revenue within the past 2 years, closing in on a total of 20% revenue growth year over year, currently at 177%. Great quarterly results. They've beat results twice in a row. Now already maybe even more. I can't remember. They're getting better every single day, guys. Every single day they're getting better. Now, they still have a little issues to address with their net dollar retention. It's got to improve. The revenue growth is still not at 20, not at 25% where it should be. So we do need to see some things improve on the net dollar retention, and it needs to improve by expanding the geographies. It needs to go outside of the scope of the United States. And all these things are still in the making right now, okay? So remember, it's still in its infantile stage. Just remember to keep dollar cost averaging. There's a simple science to approaching this. When Palantir is at a more expensive stock share price than it's been more than usual, if it's around $19 a share, maybe just buy a couple here and there. If it goes really under and it's a lower territory price range at around $15 a share, buy more. Buy more. double up, maybe make 3 times, 4 times more purchases than you normally would. When it's in the middle, play it kind of easy, see which way it's going to sway or which way it's going to go. But I think this is a great one to kind of pile your money into over time. Steady and slow wins the race. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. I think we covered all the points there for you.
Hey everyone, thanks again so much for tuning in at Controlling the Bull. I hope that you guys got some useful information from this video. I do see that the views are recently improving, so that means a lot to me that more of you are being able to see my content now and following on the algorithm. But if you could please like or subscribe to the channel or leave feedback on the video of what you'd like to see next, that'll greatly help us out so much. Thank you guys, and I hope you all have a great weekend.